What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Diamond in the Rough podcast. A few rough-looking guys talking about much better-looking guys on a baseball diamond. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, before we get into it, make sure if you're watching on YouTube, go follow us on Spotify. Take us on the go. A little Diamond in the Rough on the go. And if you're listening on Spotify, go subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see our beautiful faces. As always, give you all a wave. And then we also have social media pages on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. That's DIR Podcast on all of those platforms. And of course, my name is Mick Miller 42, MIC Miller. And you can find me at Mick Miller 42 on all platforms: YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all that. Just finally hit 100 subs on YouTube, so we are going to be doing that giveaway that I've mentioned so much. Finally got there, so that announcement will be coming soon. Nolan, where can we find you?
Yes, sir. NMR Sports on Twitch and YouTube. NMR Sports 30 on Instagram and Twitter. And I have like 3 different TikToks, but they're all kind of a clusterfuck, so I won't even promo them. if you really want to know, ask me. But
the last pod episode on the cell phone, Nick Terrio.
Hopefully.
Yes, we got the last episode on the phone. Hopefully. The stuff was supposed to come in the mail a couple days ago, but it just didn't. And I checked like a couple minutes ago, and it still wasn't there. So I'm kind of hoping for tomorrow. And if we do a weekend pod, hopefully it comes by then. But yeah, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at NickTerrio12, THERIAULT. I'm currently growing on Twitter a lot more. I've gained like 30 followers in the last couple weeks, so we're growing.
Nick Terrio, the famous baseball podcast.
The Twitter go. Let's go, yeah. So in today's episode, we're going to be doing our mini episode division preview series. And we're going to start with definitively, objectively, I'm sorry, any fan of a team in this division, worst division of baseball, National League Central. So we're not going to do it in any particular. Well, actually, we're going to do it in alphabetical order by city, because that's how ESPN has them listed on their website. So we're going to be starting off with my Chicago Cubs. And hold on, I gotta find. Where the
I forgot you had a Cubs hat.
Chicago Cubs.
This man lost the fucking Cubs hat.
There we go. I found
your
it.
Chicago Cubs.
There we go. Well, I took it off the wall because I added this fucking frame, and now I got that.
Just don't go looking for their pitching. You're good.
Looks like a fucking train conductor's hat.
The pitching in Chicago doesn't exist except for Kyle Hendricks.
Hey, they got my guy Zach Davies.
Oh, yeah, fuck, I forgot about Zach Davies. I legitimately forgot. When I think of the Yu Darvish trade, I literally just think of, like, oh, Yu Darvish went to the Padres.
A bag of sunflower
That's what
seeds
happened.
is what the Cubs got.
That's what
a bag
happened,
of chips.
Yeah.
But, so, I'm actually, hold on, let me set a timer. We got 8 minutes on the clock, each team. This is going to be much more constructed than our normal episodes, but I kind of like it. So we're going to go 8 minutes on the clock. In just a moment here, I got
what do I look like,
roster.
Bob the fucking builder, bro? I think we need constructive. We don't construct here. We talk, right?
We fix it.
Oh, yeah, we fix it.
You're looking kind of like Fix It Felix today, man. You got the blue. Yeah, you just need your gold hammer, bro.
Rude.
You got it.
That's a little rude.
It's a little rude. How is that rude? Fix It Felix.
All right, well, whatever. We're gonna go
like
8 minutes on the clock. Starting now. So real quick, I'll try and preview their rotation. So we have, of course, Kyle Hendricks, perennial Cy Young candidate, it seems like. Always pitches way above what anyone expects him to. Their number 2 starter is going to be Alec Mills, I would imagine. And then they've got, like we mentioned, Zach Davies. They just signed Trevor Williams, former Pirates pitcher. And then their number 5 starter, I really have no idea. Oh, they re-signed Jake Arrieta. So he will probably end up being their number 5 starter.
Yeah, yep. I mean, I like Jake Arrieta. Jake Arrieta in Cubs uniform makes me a lot more confident. I don't know why. I just feel like he's going to be a stud again. Not like Cy Young stud.
Like,
throwing
I mean, David Ross was like his. David Ross caught for him when he played.
Yeah.
Obviously, they won the World Series together, so I think that's going to help him a lot too.
Yeah. So obviously he'd be comfortable in Chicago, whereas it was kind of like a lost cause in Philadelphia.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does my mic look awkwardly low? It's weird today. I don't know why.
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
We'll fix it later.
All right.
It looks fine as long as we can hear you.
All right, yeah, it's fair.
Cubs
Sorry,
fans
I
are
gotta
like, don't you
check.
dare cut into our Cubs time with talking about your fucking mic, bro.
I know. I'm sorry, Cubs fans. Hey, I'm included. Let's go, Cubs.
Bro, I'm just looking at their pitching staff, and I know like 5 names on here. Realistically,
I was just about
Yeah.
to say, real quick, we go over their bullpen.
I love
looks like
Danny Winks. Danny Winks is my boy. Don't be sleeping on
Yeah.
Danny Winks. I don't know how
Well,
good
of
he
course-
is in real life. I just know he's great in PR.
Can you,
We
can
also
you guys hear
have-
me right now?
Yeah.
All right. We couldn't. Okay, there's a pop-up on my screen that's like, oh, there's an error. We can't detect your voice or something like that. So, I mean, as long as you guys can hear me, I think we're good.
We're good. But if you look at their bullpen, real quick, just to go over it, they've got one of the. I mean, people forget how good this guy is. Craig Kimbrell, one of the greatest closers of our generation.
Yep.
They've still got him closing games. He's not as effective as he used to be, but still good. Of course, they've got Nolan's boy.
Yeah,
Cam
Danny
Winkler.
Winks. Danny Winks is all right. He had a 2.95 ERA in 18 innings in 2020. The last inning he pitched, last full season he pitched 60 innings in 2018 and had a 3.43 ERA. So he's not a great reliever, but he's a
I mean, that's pretty good
serviceable.
for a reliever.
Yeah, he's definitely a solid. He's above replacement level.
Right.
He's
They've
above
got
average.
former Yankee Jonathan Holder. They've also got, it looks like, Brad Week and Rowan Wick. And Brandon
got-
Workman, former Red
Yeah.
Sox, who was
Yeah.
terrible with the Phillies. Hopefully you don't get Phillies, Brandon Workman. See.
Oh God, he was disgusting.
Yeah, he was elite in 2019. He had a 1.88 ERA. He pitched in 73 games, and he had 16 saves for the Red Sox.
I think that it's just like being in Philadelphia is going to make you awful. At least if you're a
Yeah.
reliever.
Yeah.
Unless your name is JT Real Muto, which he just got significantly better.
Right.
pitching
And that's
wise.
like I said, if you're a reliever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't.
watch out, Jose Alvarado.
Oh God, he wasn't. a
I mean,
good
in
reliever to
terms
begin
of
with.
this division, since this is a division preview, I like the Cubs more than I like at least one other team in this division. Probably more than that. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I think I like.
Well,
we'll
maybe,
talk
maybe
about-
two. Maybe two.
Yeah, we'll talk about the other teams, but they're still not they're not a terrible team. Their pitching has definitely taken a big step back.
Yeah.
They don't have Yu Darvish anymore.
100%.
But
Yeah,
they still
well,
have
this-
some pieces. They have an okay rotation.
This is their last year of Javier Baez. Ian Happ was really good last year. Jason Hayward has never been amazing for them. Jake
He was amazing
Marisnik's
last
on
year,
there.
dude.
Yeah, he was amazing
Got
last year,
Angels
but I
legend
mean,
Jock
like,
Peterson.
yeah, Jock Peterson's on the squad. I like that. Realistically speaking, they're just, I don't know. There was no
Yeah.
reason for them to just cash in, but going into next season, I believe Chris Bryant's a free agent. Javier Baez is a free agent.
Yep.
Is
lot of the
Rizzo
core is
still
a free
there? I
agent.
think. Yeah.
The Rizzo story.
So I don't know.
I believe Rizzo is a free agent after the 22 season. I think
I
that's
do
what
think.
it is. I think
I also think they're going to start selling pieces off because there's no reason why if you traded Darvish, that was your only piece you had that would have made you a contender next year. Realistically speaking, I would trade Wilson Contreras because you still have Miguel Amaya coming up, who's a really good stud prospect who could be really good.
Yep.
And he's going to need a spot to play. And Wilson Contreras is so much more valuable as a catcher than if you move him to another position. Javier Baez is elite defense, but if he plays anything like he did last year, he has no value whatsoever. So I get why they're retaining him. Chris Bryant should be traded because he doesn't like it. I mean, he likes his teammates and stuff, I feel like, but he hates the office who's manipulated his service time and been a dick to him his whole career. Anthony Rizzo, I think he likes it in Chicago. I don't think there's a problem with him being there. But I don't know, maybe the Jock Peterson signing really doesn't make sense to me. But overall, I
Yeah.
think they're going to make some moves.
Like they have a chance to win the division still. I mean,
They
which
do.
is insane to say.
just because it's
like,
so bad.
They're yeah, exactly. So yes, will they probably sell off some pieces? Yeah, but if they're going into July and they're second place in the division or even first place in the division, if the offense bounces back, like no one's going to be super surprised. So
It seems like they
even though they're not
rebuilt
a
a
great
year too
team-
early, though. Doesn't it feel like they rebuilt a year too early? Like they're not rebuilding right
Yeah.
now, but they kind of just threw in the towel. This seems like their
little bit.
last
They
year
should
of
have kept
contention.
Darvish.
This
They
seems
should
like
have
the
kept
last
Darvish,
year.
and then
It seems like the last year of contention for them, just because their core is all together, and next year it's going to get messy as hell trying to retain some people and not others, and it's not a big free agent class coming in next year. There aren't at this point a lot of trade candidates, so I don't know. It'd be kind of weird to see next year if they go and get another shortstop and don't retain Javi Baez. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see like how serious they are about rebuilding.
I think they at least keep one of them out of Bryant, Rizzo, and Baez.
I think the rest of his career.
I think Rizzo stays. Rizzo stays for sure. I feel like Bryant's probably going to get traded to the Nationals for some reason. There were a lot of rumors that he would get traded to the Nationals or the Mets. That's a lot of teams in the American League East. Even the Braves were rumored to trade for him this offseason. So I think Bryant will eventually go to the NL East. Baez will probably get picked up off the free agent market, and Rizzo's going to stay there for the rest of his life.
It is kind of weird. I think the perfect trade scenario is Wilson Contreras and Kyle Hendricks to the Nationals for anybody they want. Just make that trade. Nationals would be a powerhouse in the National League, like probably not Dodgers level, but Mets level powerhouse with Wilson Contreras and Kyle Hendricks in the rotation. Contreras obviously not in the rotation, but
if they did that, the Cubs could trade for Carter Kieboom, one of the top prospects, possibly.
Yeah.
Well, they can't manipulate Carter Kieboom's service time. So how badly did they want him? You know.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
But real quick, it looks like we've got about a minute left on the Cubs. So what I was thinking was we could do an over/under on how many wins they get. If you guys want, we can set their over/under wins at, we'll say 85 or 82. Let's go 82 because we don't really know what kind of team we're going to see with the Cubs. Over/under 82 wins. Nick, you can start.
I go under 82, but it's not going to be that far off away from 82. I think they'll probably finish in between 80 and 82 wins.
So you think they're going to go 81 and 81?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 80 and 82.
They're not an 80-win team, but their division's so bad. I think 81 is a good. So I'll say under, but like 81. Like they're a 500 team just because of how bad their division is. Any other division in baseball, even the AL West, they're probably under 500.
Yeah.
So you could call me biased or whatever, but I am going to take the over. Just because I think guys like Baez, Bryant, they have something to prove. They're both in their walk years. They definitely are better than what they showed in 2020. And the rotation isn't totally awful. I think Craig Kimball's another guy who's got something to prove. David Ross is going into his second year as their manager. So I'm going to go with over 82. I don't know how far over. Not much over. Cubs fans don't get too excited. But a little bit over 82. And then so you guys have anything? Any other takes for the Cubs before we move on?
They should ship all their players, get prospects.
If they really want to.
If they're going to do a real rebuild, just do that.
Just trade Contreras. That's the only piece I see they need to trade, in my opinion. Just because they have Miguel Amaya waiting to come up, so everybody else is like, I don't know. I feel like Chris Bryant and Javier Baez's trade value isn't as high as they'd like it to be right now, just because it's a rental, even if they do make that trade. So,
if the Cubs want to rebuild, like if they're serious about a rebuild, best case scenario for them, they're basically out of contention come trade deadline, but Baez and Bryant are having pretty good seasons. That way they can maximize their value and justify rebuilding. But that seems so best case scenario that that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I could see Bryant having a bounce back year. I don't know how about Baez. Baez just feels like he hasn't gotten better as he's been in the majors. Defensively, he's been great, but I feel like offensively, he's been the same player every year, if not had progression.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. Hold on.
Yeah.
I've got my handy dandy baseball reference here coming up. Just a sec.
I don't know. I had him on my fantasy team when he came up, and he was good. He had a lot of power, but he couldn't make contact. He was striking out a lot, and I'm pretty sure not much has changed, has it? I haven't.
18 and 19, he was really good. I mean, he's definitely gotten
his numbers
better
went way up in 2018.
I don't know. I feel like he hasn't turned into the superstar offensively that they want him to be. I guess that's what I'm saying.
No.
Because when I had him on my fantasy team in 2014 when he came up, batted 169, but he had really good power numbers, 9 home runs in 52 games, which isn't amazing, but it's definitely not bad. 2015 he was better batting average, but no power whatsoever. 2016, I mean, I know we hate batting average, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's a good way to say that if he's making contact or not. BABIP would be better, but I don't have that pulled up. I mean, he's only really had one amazing season at the plate, and it wasn't even like the best season I've ever seen.
I mean, if you look at OPS plus, he's been above average.
Barely. A lot of years, 2 years. Well, 4 years total, but if you count 102 as above average, I mean,
that is above average. By definition.
By definition, it is, but it's bullshit. 2% above average, I don't care. I could find a better shortstop than that. That's not the superstar.
He does have value. I know you said he's not like his deep value.
At the plate,
his defense does bring value.
At the plate, I'm talking about at the plate. I understand you need good defense at the shortstop position, and he's a great to have in the infield, but I feel like he was hyped up offensively too, and he just never he's never really wowed me offensively, I guess. 34 home runs.
He only wowed me in the 18 season.
Yeah,
really.
2018 season was great, but I don't know. I just don't see it. I just don't see him being good enough offensively.
Well, we're a few minutes over on our Cubs.
Okay, all right, never mind.
It doesn't matter. We're not Bob the Builder. That's what I said, man. If we go over the time, it's not the end of the world. The viewers don't know. They just want to hear some good old baseball hot takes.
No, I know. I care, though, because I got to edit this shit and then get to work.
I got you.
All right, so we'll move on to the Reds. I'll reset my timer. Hold on.
Well, the more we talk about the time, the less we talk about baseball.
No, I know. You're right. I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know that I'm doing it.
I'm just saying.
Just to grind your fucking gears. No,
all right, man.
All right.
I'm a man of the people.
We're talking about the Cincinnati Reds. Of course, they still have got some great pitching. They didn't trade away everyone like people thought they were going to. They have not Yankee Luis Castillo as their number one guy. They still have Sonny Gray, who pitches like a number one for them. Now, obviously, they don't have Trevor Bauer anymore, but they weren't going to pay him $45 million. So they re-signed Wade Miley. They have Lucas Sims, TJ Antone. So, I mean, they definitely have a good 1 and 2, and then after that, it definitely drops off a little bit.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of number 5 starters to fill out the rotation.
Yeah, I still don't mind. I think they still have a good pitching staff, though. It's solid. It's better.
The bullpen is really good.
Yeah, it's better. I
like the bullpen.
It's about average, I guess, with 2 above average starters. I think if they kept Raisel Iglesias, I'd like them a lot more. But
they did sign Sean Doolittle.
Yeah, I like Sean Doolittle. I think I like Raisel. Well, I guess if you need a strong lefty in the pen, which they really needed, because looking at this, and I see
they only have righties.
No, they have 4 total lefties. But one of them's Wade Miley. One of them's
Amir Garrett. I forgot about him.
Yeah, Amir Garrett's solid. So they have the 2 solid bullpens. They have a BR squad, realistically.
They got Lorenzen too. He's a great hitter.
Yeah, no, Lorenzen's an underrated pitcher too. He throws gas.
I really like him.
Throws gas, dude. He's jacked.
Yeah. And then TJ Antone is definitely poised for a breakout. And I don't know. I feel like he could throw him into the rotation. So. And he could probably end up being a solid number 3 at some point, but we'll see if they use him as a solid reliever. Because I don't know if Sean Doolittle, I don't know. How's he been in the last few years? Because I remember when he was a stud closer for the A's, but I feel like, was he even the closer for Washington last year?
Pitched much for Washington last year.
Washington, he was not. He was the closer for Washington in 2019. He had 29 saves and a 4.5 ERA, or 4.05, sorry. But then in 2018, he was really good for the Nationals. He had a 1.6 ERA and 26 saves.
Dude, he's pitched for the Nationals a lot longer than I thought he had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember him in Oakland being really good for a little bit, and then... So he's definitely solid. There's nothing wrong with him. He did have an awful 2020, but he was also a National. They were just kind of cursed in 2020, but...
But also, I mean, he pitched... hold on. He pitched in 7 innings in 2020, so personally, I don't give a fuck about 20 innings. or 7
Yeah.
innings.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that's not a big sample size.
But he also had a big sample size in 2019, and he was average, 4.05. I don't know. I wouldn't hang your hat on a guy who
he had a
hasn't had
1.11 ERA plus in 2019, which is pretty good. 2018 was great, obviously. I mean, where to go?
2018 looks like his best season.
So we're assuming he's going to be the
far.
closer. I don't know, because Amir Garrett can close games. Other than that, those are the only two I can really see. But that's going to be kind of tough, having 2 of your lefties be your 2 best relievers.
I could see Garrett closing out the games just because he brings all that energy and all that hype on the field. If you've seen the highlights, that he brings his personality out in the field, and he's wild. He's just cracked. He's cracked. Yeah, I think him and Doolittle would switch between closings, and then I don't know, maybe bring in Lucas Sims every once in a while, Michael Lorenzen, just to test the waters, just to see who's going to be their definitive closer.
Yeah.
And the Reds are in a position where they probably don't really need a definitive closer. Like a lot of teams don't have definitive closers anymore. So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I feel like relief pitching is also an easy thing to trade for if they end up being in a spot where they can contend. Which realistically, now that I'm looking at their lineup, I don't know, man. I feel like the Reds might be a nice little. It's really hard to see because there's a lot of good names on this roster that just weren't good last year and might not be good this year, but might be amazing. There's a lot of people that could be really good ball players and a lot of noteworthy names, but just because you're a noteworthy name doesn't mean you're going to play amazing. But so I don't know.
Yeah, there's just some.
I mean, to go over their lineup quick, for those who don't know, they've got Tyler Stevenson's probably going to be their catcher. And then at first base, of course, they've got the walk goat Joey Votto, 37-year-old old man. Second base, our favorite player as a podcast, Mike Moustakas. Shortstops either going to be they have Kyle Holder, former Yankee player. They just signed someone too, and I can't remember who it was.
Jose Garcia. I think.
Yeah.
He could play short too.
And then at third base, of course, they've got Eugenio Suarez. Tons of power there. I think he'll definitely bounce back. He was just bad in 2020. And then in the outfield, in left field, they have listed Shogo Akiyama. They give him a lot of money, so I think they are going to play him. Man has absolutely zero power, but does get on base at a decent clip.
Zero stats in 2020.
Yeah.
We talked about in the overrated players.
Yeah. Center field going to be Nick Senzel. And then in right field, of course, they've got Jesse Winker because there is no DH.
So Nick Castellanos died?
Just kidding. I was just about to say.
Rest in peace, Nick Castellanos.
Well, no, sorry.
I missed the funeral.
I was going to say Winker will probably go to left. Castellanos will be in right. So I guess maybe they don't play Shogo Akiyama.
No,
I think Akiyama would play center. Maybe Akiyama would play center, like platoon with Senzel.
If he can play well, then yes. But I think to start the season, he's probably on the bench. What the fuck happened to Aristides Aquino? Can we talk about this, man?
He got DFA'd by the Reds like a month into the season, I think.
Yeah,
dude, realistically, he's only had one good month in the big leagues. I know he hasn't played all that much, but
yeah, but that's my problem. He's got to play more.
But that month was cracked.
I mean, Topps has him his Topps cards all say future stars Aristides Aquino. So he's 26.
Yeah, he's going into his age 27 season. But I don't know. He played in 23 games last year. I agree he was pretty awful last year. I didn't even know he was back up with them, if I'm being honest. I just kind of don't pay any attention to the Reds. I feel like the Reds could be the best team in baseball, and I still wouldn't pay attention to them. Sorry, Reds fans, wherever you're at.
I mean, they have the good players, but they don't have that flash that like the Yankees and the Dodgers do.
Yeah, they're just kind of hiding. Who the hell goes to Cincinnati?
Well, I mean, we'll see if they're able to bounce back the way they. We'll see if they are going to be able to perform the way they were supposed to perform in 2020. Of course, they made the playoffs, but they didn't score a fucking run against the Braves. So
nope.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just hard to see though, because I like a lot of these names on their team, and I do think they have potential, especially with two aces. So, and even like if like God forbid they accidentally make a wild card spot, which is kind of impossible in the National League. So God forbid they have a chance to win the Central. They can make some noise in the playoffs with that 1-2 punch in the rotation.
We said last year too, and they got swept in 2 games, and they had Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, the problem is they're hitting, but their hitting isn't that bad. I'm just saying.
No, like their hitting
was bad in the postseason.
Their hitting should bounce back.
Yeah, but it was bad in 2 games. It's not like it was a 3-game, 5-game series, 7-game series that they just sucked in. It was literally just imagine you have 2 bad nights in a week. That's what they just kind of got screwed by the playoff format.
Pitching. I mean, they had to face Fried and Ian Anderson, I think. So it's not like they were facing bums.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys also forgot Tucker Barnhart as well.
I was going to mention him, but I just didn't know if he was going to be their starting catcher because they have Stevenson.
Stevenson's too good to not be their starter, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Barnhart could be the backup, but he's also a Gold Glover, so he'd be insane on defense. Or maybe he'll be a trade piece. I know he's a little bit. How old is he? 30.
I feel like he'll go to a team that needs a defensive replacement catcher.
Yeah.
Like let's say the Yankees need someone in the postseason to be their backup catcher. Like they could trade for Tucker Barnhart or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I agree. Tyler Stevenson is crazy. But
I'm sorry, I just can't unsee this.
Tucker Barnhart.
Tyler Stevenson's like the dad to the backup catchers. Like he's 6'4", and the other 2 catchers are 5'11". I'm just kind of picturing that catchers meeting.
Davey Grion is listed. I think that's how you say his name. Is listed at 6'1".
He's listed at 5'11" on MLB.com, but
it's 5'11".
We gotta go measure him. We gotta go measure him. It's the only answer. They're out here, or no? They're in Arizona. Right?
I believe they're in Arizona.
I've never seen them in Arizona. That's weird. Like I said, they're elusive, man. They're just kind of.
No one knows. No one knows.
Literally, no one knows.
Yeah, they're just kind of a mystery team. They could pop off because they have the bats to do it. They got the 2 aces, but at the same time, you never know. They could shit the bed like they did in 2020. But I think that's all because of the expectations that they were bringing to the table, like from the media and everything, and the whole baseball world thinking that they were going to be extremely elite like the Dodgers and the Yankees. But they just couldn't live up to it. So I think they just took a step back in 2020, and hopefully they can come out swinging.
Yeah, we'll see. There's still potential. This division, I wouldn't say it's wide open because we'll talk about the Cardinals later, but realistically speaking, between the Cubs, the Reds, and the other team, the Brewers, there's some. I feel like everyone's kind of at an even playing field in this division, unless your name's the Pirates.
So off that, I think a good over-under thing for them as well is 82 wins. Over-under, Nick, Nolan, you guys go ahead.
Yeah, that's a tough one. They feel like a 500 team. I'm going to go the optimistic route and say over, barely. So like maybe exactly 82, maybe 83 wins, but I'll say over or greater than or equal to. I'm going to put a greater than or equal to sign there just to flex on you with some math. What do you got, Nick?
I don't know. I'm going to say under because I think they're going to finish in between 75, maybe 79 wins like they predicted in the standings. I don't know. It's a tough division to do this with because there's so many question marks around all those teams, like especially the Brewers, the Cardinals, the Cubs, and the Reds. The Pirates, they're just there. It's like a race for first place, but all the teams are not elite. So I don't know.
It's a race for 85 wins. I think that's what you meant because it's always
first
place.
Yeah, 85 wins. Yeah.
I agree with everything you said. I'm going to take the under. I want to be optimistic about this team, but I can't be optimistic about every team. And I already picked the over for the Cubs, so I am going to take the under. I do think they underperform once again, and they'll probably start to trade some pieces. I mean, they have that Moustakas contract, Castellanos. They'll probably trade some of those guys. They have a lot of guys with a lot of value. Like Castillo's going to get a huge haul back, so I don't expect them to just sit on that. I do expect them to take advantage of the rebuild that they have in front of them. So,
I don't think they're in a rebuild situation because they have a pretty damn good young core and farm system coming up with Luis Castillo, Tyler Stevenson, Nick Lodolo's coming up. I'm pretty sure they have some other well, I mean, Aquino's a prospect still technically. Akiyama's not that old, is he?
Akiyama's 32.
He's 32. Okay, so he's kind of old. But still, at the end of the day, I feel like that's too many pieces to be able to build around in the future. That I don't think that they're necessarily entering a rebuild.
Well, they could do a quick rebuild. That rebuild doesn't necessarily mean tear it down, like lose 150 games.
Yeah.
Like we saw with the. I mean, I'm going to the Yankees because they just did it recently, 2016, 2017. They traded away Chapman, Andrew Miller. I feel like there was someone else I can't remember. But then they were able to turn it around super fast because they did have that young core of guys coming up. So the Reds could do something like that where they trade away a couple pieces, turn it around.
It's funny that we're talking about the Reds because the Royals did it too, and Moustakas was part of that rebuild with the good core of guys coming up in the system. Like they had Hosmer, they had Lorenzo Cain, and they had Moustakas obviously, and they added the veterans like Zobrist and Rios and Kendrys Morales and James Shields even in 2014 and Cueto in 2015, Edinson Volquez in 2015 as well. So like a rebuild doesn't have to take a long time.
Yeah,
but I don't think the Royals ever rebuilt. They sucked for a very long time, didn't they? Yeah,
they sucked for a long time. They had a lot of 100 lost seasons, and then they started to bring it back up in 2012 and 2013, and then you know what happened in 2014, 2015.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like Luis Castillo is not a guy. I feel like he's a guy you build your franchise around, not a guy you trade away. Same thing with Tyler Stevenson potentially, and
I'd like for them to keep him.
Yeah. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. If they're going to trade some guys away, I don't know. Maybe if you can get some real stud prospects away, then I can maybe understand trading.
Well, that's what I was saying about Castillo. He will get those guys.
But you got to get like some top 50, top 25 prospects in that haul.
Exactly.
Head up the Angels. We got Joe Adell and Brandon Marsh. Pretty enticing offer. Nah, I want Brandon Marsh.
So if you guys are good with moving on to the Brewers.
I'm good. Yep.
Yeah, we're good.
We've talked about the Brewers. I feel like we've talked about the Brewers a lot for some reason. So I'll go over their...
We're Brewers pod.
Yeah, I guess we are. Yeah. Go over their rotation really quick. They've got some good guys in the rotation. They've got my guy, Corbin Burns. Nolan hates him. They've also got Brandon Woodruff. And then they have Brent Suter still, who's not the best. But they have Eric Lauer. Adrian Hauser's pretty good. They re-signed Brett Anderson, who just seems like he'll never go away. And then in the of course, they've got two of the scariest relievers in baseball, in Devin Williams and Josh Hader. Then after that, it does drop off a little bit, but it's not awful. They've got Freddie Peralta. They've got J.P. Ferricine. I have no idea how to say that guy's name.
Nope.
But yeah, so they've got some guys.
Eric and a couple as well.
Yeah, a couple of those guys can go to a couple of the starters, can go to the bullpen if they need to. So I like the rotation in bullpen a lot. They've got some decent. I think they probably have the best pitching staff, bullpen rotation combined in the division.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think there's an argument.
I'll agree with that.
There's an argument to be made with the Cardinals. Rotation-wise, not bullpen-wise. They have the best bullpen in the division. I'll give them that. I don't know if I give them the rotation yet.
Well,
me and Nolan of
love
the rotation and the bullpen. They have the best.
Yeah. No, I fuck with the Brewers a lot.
We love the bullpen.
Foreshadowing my prediction for them, but yeah, at the end of the day, like having a lockdown bullpen is such an important thing in this league nowadays, and especially in this division where you're going to need to pitch some shutouts because there's going to be a lot of low-scoring games in this division, I feel like. A lot of 1-0,
100%.
a lot of 2-0, and you can't be blowing that in the late innings. So, yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like that's why the Brewers are ranked above the Cardinals in some projections, which I disagree with. But at the end of the day, the Brewers' pitching is what, specifically their bullpen, is what's going to propel them to potentially win this division. But It's all going to come down to if they can have the offense to support that bullpen, and if their starters can go deep enough into games. But if Corbin Burns pitches the same he did last year, at this moment, I legitimately can't think of any other starters on that team, but it's okay. I know you just
Brandon Woodruff.
Brandon Woodruff is pretty solid, and it's about the
Eric
extent
Lauer,
of my
Adrian Hauser, Brett Anderson, Brent Suter.
I like Brett
But
Anderson,
I'm not.
but you get what I'm saying.
If you're listening to this, I'm looking at the roster on my computer, so I didn't just pull that out of my ass.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
No, but
I would not have been able to do that if I wasn't looking at the roster. They have a lot of catchers listed on their roster, dude. What the hell?
They got 5 catchers. They have 5
that's
catchers.
insane. They have no idea who their catcher's about to be.
I mean, I'd probably say it's still Manny Pena for now.
Or, I mean, Omar Narvaez has played a lot of games for them.
Yeah, those are probably their starting 1 and 2, but...
I'm guessing it's going to be a spring training kind of battle for catcher. It's not like they're going to carry 5 catchers on their roster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but
It's not like it's surprising, though, that they have this many catchers on the roster trying to fight for a spot since Yasmani Grandal left.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, catcher's is a tough position, man. There's such a small percentage of solid catchers, and even the solid ones have a lot of slumps, I feel like, so it's hard to assess them, I guess. Because even Yasmani Grandal, when he first came up, was kind of up and down for a little bit until he hit his stride.
Right.
So I don't know. It's kind of hard to find consistency in the catcher spot. But
I would take Narvaez. I would take Narvaez for the Brewers catcher.
He's probably got the highest upside.
He has the highest upside.
Mario Feliciano. I don't know anything about Mario Feliciano.
He's number 79.
I don't think he's a top prospect or anything, but he's young.
Yeah. I don't even know who Luke... Is that Luke...
Maley.
Maley?
Luke Miley. Miley, I think.
Jacob Nottingham, I feel like I've heard that name before, but I don't...
He was with the Pirates, so...
Okay. Yeah, not a well-known name, but I feel like I've heard it before. I do like their infield a lot now, though, with Colton Wong, Danny V, Brewers legend, Daniel Vogelbach, for those of you who don't know.
I don't know why Vogelbach isn't... Oh, he's listed... ESPN has him listed as a DH for a National League team. Dude, ESPN's got to get their shit together.
Yeah, Keston Hiura, Colton Wong, Daniel Vogelbach, and
shortstop's probably
Orlando Arcia.
Arcia. I like Hiura, I like Wong, and I like Vogelbach though. I really hope Vogelbach can not suck anymore because he's such a damn good. He can be such a damn good hitter. He has so much potential. And same thing with Colton Wong. He hasn't really done it with the bat much, but his defense is fucking ridiculous.
His defense is insane.
And Keston Hiura is a very is a guy that people sleep on this team, I feel like. So
I mean, they also have Luis Urias, who they got in the Trent Grisham trade with the Padres, and Urias was a top prospect. He's only 23, so he's definitely got potential as well to finally blossom.
Why is he on the Major League roster already? I feel like if you're 23 years old and you're not Mike Trout or Alex Rodriguez, you should be excelling in the minors and getting better.
Well, I think this is just spring training rosters, aren't they? Like the 40-man spring. I mean,
this is technically their active roster, so this is what we're going off of at the moment. But you know, there's still minor league contracts or whatever, where they have to perform in spring training and all this other stuff. But this is just what they currently are carrying on their 25-man roster.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't think they would run with 7 outfielders in the regular season.
No, this isn't like their. This is
it's not their official.
They're outside.
Yeah, rosters aren't official until the day the season starts.
Exactly.
They did pick up Derek Fisher, as we all know, our Lord and Savior. Christian Yelich is still one of the best players in baseball. We talked about it last episode. Corey Ray's a stud prospect. Lorenzo Cain didn't play last year, I'm sure, right? I think
No, he opted out.
Yeah, he opted out.
They just re-signed him.
Yeah, Avisal Garcia is... I feel like he's still a pretty solid ball player out there. So I guess their starting outfield would be Christian Yelich, Lorenzo Cain, Avisel Garcia for the moment, but
At the moment, yep.
Yeah, Corey Ray could still come up, and we'll see. I feel
They've
like
also got Tyrone Taylor and Billy McKinney.
Derek Fisher off the bench.
Derek Fisher, yeah. So they've got
pinch
some guys.
hit home runs.
Bro, he's gonna thrive in that ballpark, man. I like that ballpark for Derek Fisher.
Yeah, me too.
He's gonna get enough at bats, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I feel like Corey Ray could make his way up pretty soon. Did he play for
I would like
last
to
year?
see Corey Ray reach the majors, for sure.
So I hate to do this again because we've done it for the past two teams, but the problem with the Cubs, Reds, and Brewers is they're all kind of in the same situation in my mind.
Yeah.
So we'll go 82 wins with the over/under. This is the last time for this division we're going to do that. And most of the time it wouldn't be 82, but I think that's the best number for these three teams. Because it's certainly not going to be my number for the Pirates, and it also is not going to be my number for the Cardinals. So 82 wins. Go ahead.
Over. I give them 85 wins. That's my projection for them. Maybe like 86. But I like this team in this division. I like the situation that they're in, not necessarily them like as a contender. I just like the situation that they're in. I feel like out of those three teams, they're the team that could pull ahead, I guess. Because they have a good enough lineup and a great bullpen.
Fair.
Yeah, I have to go the exact same route as Nolan because the bullpen is crazy, especially with just Josh Hader and Devin Williams. I definitely think they're capable of winning 85 to 86 games in this division. But yeah, around 86.
I'll take the over as well. I do think like these teams are gonna, because I took the under with the Reds, I think I can justify it. Like this entire division is just gonna beat the crap out of each other all year long, similar to the NL East. But all of those teams are better than any team in this division, so they're all gonna. I think they're all gonna be in that 80 to 85 win range. So I will take the over. Say their ceiling's probably 85, 86 wins.
That's actually a really good comparison. They're literally they're the NL East if the NL East sucked.
Exactly. I mean, literally, you can make the argument that every single team. I know the Cardinals are better than the Marlins, but you could make the argument that every team in the National League East is better than every team in the National League Central. It's close.
Yep.
You could make that argument. So
yeah, I agree with that.
It's close. It's a close one. It's fun. It's a fun battle. It'll be fun to watch. Not the best baseball, but it's going to be cutthroat. That's for sure.
A lot of pitchers.
It's going to be close.
A lot of pitchers duels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that will be true.
I'm excited. Love a good pitchers duel. I'm gonna watch so much fucking baseball this year. I can't wait.
Same.
I'm not going to any games though. Can we sidebar real quick? Have you seen the prices of in-person tickets yet?
I saw. I think it was the Dodgers. I can't remember what team it was that had like ridiculous fucking bleacher prices.
Bro, all their spring every spring training game that I can go to out here, a fucking Tigers game, like Tigers against not even like against the Yankees or anything, just like Tigers Rays or not even Tigers Rays, like Tigers versus a shitty team, Tigers versus Pirates. It's literally like $43 for a cheap spring training ticket. Usually you can get those for basically free. Maybe like $5 would be a lot to pay for a ticket like that. Maybe $10 for a Yankees. Well, like Yankees game, I guess would be like $15. But at the end of the day, man, ridiculous. And then regular season prices are like triple digits. So,
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, hopefully they'll come back down to earth in 2022. We'll see.
Yeah, I could definitely see that being difficult. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get sponsored.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, I'll go to this game and film videos for you or whatever. Just pay for my ticket, please. I'm gonna be begging.
At least you guys can go to games. I'm stuck in this country. I can't go anywhere to watch any baseball. At least, like, fuck, I would pay the $43 to go to a game. I can't go to a game at all here.
Yeah, it's true. I have the.
Canada,
I'll have to look at some Blue Jays tickets out here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I usually go to Toronto every summer, so like I'm missing that this year. just like
Figure
last
it,
year.
bro.
But
Yeah, I haven't been to a baseball
sucks.
game. Fuck, what was my last? I was actually at Arizona spring training the last I think 2 days before everything shut down and they stopped all sports activities. So I was
yeah, I
literally
remember
like,
you mentioned that before.
yeah, shit was wild. I was literally like 2 days away from everything.
That
It
sucks,
was
man.
interesting. Everything was so normal. I have a close up of
I'm gonna
Dylan
break
Bundy.
into the country.
I was like,
I'm
5
breaking
feet
into
away.
the country.
Do it.
Maybe you'll find the Cam and Mike while you're here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hey, how's the snow, guys?
A lot of it's melting. It's warm right now.
Yeah,
Yesterday, it got up to 45 yesterday, which is like actually spring, so that was nice. I washed my car,
Yeah.
went outside. I almost took my shirt off for a couple minutes. It was nice.
It's 80 degrees out
Yeah,
here.
it was like 4 degrees down here, or up here, so it wasn't that bad.
Bro, it was
4
57
degrees
this morning. I almost
Celsius.
brought my... It was
Yeah, 4 degrees
57
Celsius,
this morning.
yeah.
We were all bundled up here in Florida.
I hate you. I hate you so much. Let's talk about let's that's a flawless transition. Let's talk about some good news, some good teams. The Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yes, sir. Over under 40
so-
wins.
no,
Just say it. Just say it.
all right. Let me get there first. We got to talk about the roster before we can say whether or not they're
I've
going
been
to win
waiting for
any
that one.
games.
Yeah.
Wait, do you just mean keep Ryan Hayes because he is the roster?
No, I know you're right. So in the
You're
rotation,
gonna
we don't really
disrespect
know
Colin
exactly
Moran
what we're
like
gonna see.
that? You really gonna disrespect Colin Moran like that?
Thank you. I finally got you guys on the Colin Moran trade or a train.
Not yet.
Colin Moran
Not
wagon. Colin Moran wagon.
But in the rotation, they've got Steven Peralt coming in as their number one starter. They've got Tyler Anderson. They signed him from the Giants. Looks like they've got JT Brubaker. Will
Steven
Crow,
Peralt's a starter?
he came over in the Josh Bell trade. Former top prospect, hasn't done anything in the majors, Carson Fulmer. Mitch Keller, of course, he's going to come up. I don't know if he's going to start the year in the big leagues, but he will come up at some point. They've also got Chad Kuhl. So they've got a lot of – they have bodies. And then, traded for Miguel Yahoo. From the Jameson Taillon trade. He's only 22. Never really pitched. He pitched in the majors this year, but that was because of the weird year. So don't expect him to come up this year. He's only pitched a few innings above like A-ball, I think. So, those are all names that you guys may never even heard of before. So, not the best rotation. That's for
I
sure.
fuck with Mitch Keller, bro. Mitch Keller's gonna be
I
a
like Mitch Keller a lot.
stud. He did start 5 games last year, so I think he might. I mean, if they just manipulated. He can't even manipulate their service time, can they? He's played 16 major league games between 2019 and 2020.
Yeah, he's still a rookie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How do you lose your rookie? I don't understand. I'm manipulating service
Yeah,
time.
certain
works.
you have to play a certain number of games. I know it's.
Yeah, I
you
think
have
for
to be- I
pitchers
think you
it's
have to
50
be-
innings.
You have to be on the roster for a certain amount of time and pitch a certain amount of innings, I think.
Yeah, for pitchers to not be considered rookies anymore, I think it's 50 innings, and for position players, I think it's 150 at bats.
Well, he's thrown
Yeah.
60 something innings, 70 something innings.
He's not a rookie
48
anymore, then.
Yeah, he threw 48 innings in 2019 and had
Yeah.
a 7.13 ERA. He was awful. But in
Yeah, he's not a rookie anymore.
in 2020 he threw 21 innings. To get this, he started 5 games through 21 innings and had a 1-1 record with a 2.91 ERA. That's how the Pirates win games.
So, Mitch Keller is, I guess, probably going to be their number one, and then they've got just a grab bag of guys.
Yeah, like
We're
what's
gonna
the
throw
number
a
6
lot of-
starters?
Yeah, they're going to throw a lot of innings. Not going to be great. And then in the bullpen, they've got Richard Rodriguez, Chris Stratton. Who am I missing here?
Cody Ponce,
Yep.
Edgar Santana.
You're gonna forget about
Michael Feliz.
You're gonna forget about Joff Hartlieb.
That doesn't even
Bro.
sound like a real name.
You're gonna
Sorry.
Who in the
how the fuck, bro?
hell is this man?
Who is gonna sleep on
Who is
Joff
this?
Hartlieb, man? Joff
No.
Hartlieb is my boy. He's a legend.
I think it's pronounced
He-
Jeff.
No, it's Joff. That's how you spell
All
it.
right.
Isn't it Joff?
No, it's Jeff because I had a friend in high school. His name was spelled like this, and his name was pronounced Jeff.
But you're from Canada.
Yeah, I had a friend named
Yeah, so I
Joff
guess
who
it
was
doesn't
spelled
matter.
like this, and his name was pronounced Joff.
Yeah,
I
my
don't
name's
know.
also
Neither.
McDerry Alt, so it makes sense.
Yeah, man, you just kind of make up words there in Canada, like color,
I mean, that's what I've been trying to say this whole
I
time.
don't even know what?
color, color, but you spell it with a
Col-
U. You're gonna fuck with a U?
Yes, I
What's
do.
that all about, man? You don't need to throw U's around. What are you throwing U's for? This is
You
what we're
means
doing.
better than you.
We're talking about Canadian pronunciation, so we don't have to talk about the Pirates.
I was about to move on to their even possibly no, their lineup is better than the rotation.
Bro, let's just make
But-
fun of their names. Max Kranick, that's a good one.
Nah, dude,
that
Joff
was-
Hartlieb, like I'm literally the biggest Joff Hartlieb fan in the world.
Bro.
Because I finally know his name.
Bro, Mary Poppins' son is on this team. Sean Poppins. Let's go.
John Poppins,
brought-
pop the fuck off, dude.
Sean
Brian
Poppins.
Hayes is also a sick name. He's the best player on the team. He has the best name.
hottest player in baseball, Cole Tucker, coming in playing shortstop.
Yep.
man.
True.
I was
Hopefully, he
gonna
can get a
say,
starting position.
if we're gonna go position by position, we've got Jacob Stallings.
Go.
They also have Michael Perez, and then at first base probably gonna be Colin Moran.
Yep.
Second base we got Adam Frazier / Eric Gonzalez. Shortstop, not really sure. They do have O'Neal Cruz, who's only 22. He's coming off that car crash from the Dominican Republic, so we don't know if he's going to be on the Major League roster, but he is listed here.
I think it'd be Cole Tucker.
And then I'm imagining Cole Tucker probably. They also have Kevin Newman, so Cole Tucker, Kevin Newman probably going to come in as their opening day shortstop with O'Neal Cruz on the
Pretty
rise.
sure O'Neal Cruz is starting opening day. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. I just can't remember where. Because I think did the Pirates like owner came out and said like he's gonna be playing with us next year. Like I think
He meant. I don't think he meant on the Major League roster. I think he meant playing in the organization. Because when news of the car crash came out, everyone thought O'Neal Cruz's career was over because of what happened. But then it came out that it wasn't really his fault. Some other stuff happened. So I think he just meant that they're not gonna like cut ties with O'Neal Cruz.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that story went that the other person involved in the car crash was drunk. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. It wasn't totally Cruz's fault, even though 3 people died. It wasn't his fault, from what I remember. And then, of course, at third base, they've got Brian Hayes, who's a stud.
The best player on this team, my
By
favorite player of
far.
all time.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening on Spotify, I'm pointing at my hat. I'm wearing the Pittsburgh Pirates hat that I bought a couple years ago.
In left field, I have no fucking idea. I guess Brian Reynolds is listed as their left fielder, but he can also play center field. And then center field, they've got Anthony Alford and Dustin Fowler and Jared Oliva listed. And then, of course, in right field, they have Gregory Polanco. Top 10 prospect bust of all time, in my opinion, Gregory Polanco.
Yeah,
Not
100%.
Yeah,
So, I
that's
mean,
awful.
Yeah, we'll talk about their over/under, but the ceiling for this team is not very high. That's for sure.
No.
They signed Todd Frazier to a minor league deal.
I forgot about that.
I feel like they signed someone else to a minor league deal.
They did sign somebody else. I can't remember who it is either. Usually I keep a list of this stuff, but
Yeah,
I don't have a list today.
I will say, interesting.
I definitely think Alford's gonna play. I think Alford and Reynolds are gonna switch between left and center, because I think mostly Brian Reynolds has played center field throughout his career so far. But Gregory Polanco is definitely a lock for right field. But I think I think they'll probably trade him at the deadline, if he even gets hot for a little bit. Because I was listening to Talkin' Baseball, their team projection episode about the Pirates, and they were talking about Adam Frazier, maybe Kevin Newman, and Gregory Polanco being potential trade pieces to get more prospects. But even then, I don't think they'd get much if they do trade them away.
Yeah. Here's a fun stat. Gregory Polanco in 2020 had a 193 BABIP. Isn't that fucked? 193
Wait, what?
BABIP. 174
wow.
plate appearances. 193 BABIP.
Okay, hold on. Let me look up his stats real quick. Was that getting unlucky, or was that because he does hit the ball pretty hard. Voice crack Mike. Like exit velocity is at 95th percentile. Hard hit percentage, he's at 93rd percentile. But he strikes out and does not walk. His walk percentage, second percentile, almost worst in the league.
He's never had a BABIP, or let's see, 2019 he had a BABIP over 300, and 2015. But every other year he's had a BABIP under 200, almost always under 292. So he does not get very lucky, but that's product of being in Pittsburgh. I feel like you're just not going to get.
He just when he hits the ball, sure he can crush it, but he definitely does not make contact enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's tough, dude. A 193 BABIP. That's. I don't know if I've seen. I don't know. I can't think of a worse BABIP off the top of my head that I've seen.
I know that a couple of years ago, Jackie Bradley Jr. had a ridiculously bad BABIP. Can't remember what it was.
For those of you who don't know, BABIP is batting average on balls in play. So, if you hit a baseball, that counts. Like if you pop up, that counts. And if you hit a screaming line drive, that also counts. So. It doesn't necessarily tell all, but if he's 95th percentile in exit velocity, that shows it's kind of fucked. If he's hitting the ball that hard and less than 2 out of 10 times the ball's falling or finding a place, that's tough.
I feel like I bring this up all the time, but it could be the Gary Sanchez effect too, where everyone knows exactly where to play him. He can hit the ball super hard, but if he hits it right at the second baseman every time,
well, he's a big pull guy, isn't he?
Gotta adjust.
I think he's a big pull guy. And there isn't a lot of field over there in what the fuck's your stadium? PNC
Park.
PNC Park.
There's not a lot of right field there, I feel like, so you can kind of just do the Albert Pujols shift and just kind of, or I guess the Joey Gallo shift is what I should call it.
Yeah. All right, so over under we'll go 59 wins. Over under, because 100 loss season is not out of the question, and that would be that would be 62 wins. Yeah. So we'll go 59 over under.
Their division's so bad, I say over. I give them like 65 wins, with 70 being their ceiling. But I'd say over 62. If they were in the NL East, then I'd give them under 61. But yeah, with this division, I have to give them slightly over.
Nick?
I think they're gonna get 100 wins. To be honest.
I thought you meant losses for a second. I was like, what?
No, jokes aside, I think I'd give them a 65 win season. If the other teams in the division completely shit the bed, it's possible to get 70, but right now I'm gonna go 65.
Take the under. I just expect it to get it's gonna start out bad, and then it's just gonna get worse, and then it's gonna become a dumpster fire. So Pirates' best case scenario is trade who they can, get more prospects back, and then get high draft picks, get as many high draft picks as you can. So I do expect that. I don't know. Yes, their division sucks, but they're also considerably the worst team in that division, which is impressive. So I don't expect them to be all that good.
Yeah, that's.
So fair. I'll take the under 59 wins. Maybe it's not very far under, but I'm gonna go with the under.
Yeah,
that's fucked.
I know. I'm projecting them to have a 58 and 104 losses or something like that.
Poor Pirates fans, man.
That's painful.
Poor me.
I just like to point
I'm
out
not a Pirates fan.
A blockbuster trade that just happened. Jack Mayfield, an infielder from the Braves, just went to the Angels for cash. So Angels in 4. No, Angels in 3.
Angels in 4.
Angels are
Okay.
3.
Okay. Shit.
They're not going
Still
to need to play
pitching.
the 4th game. They're not going to need to play the 4th game.
It's fair.
I saw Daddy Dimu rebuilt the Angels and won the World Series next year. I think he won the World Series this year. But the top comment on his post was, how many innings did Trout throw?
That's hilarious. I love watching those streams. Just rebuilding franchise.
I might
awesome.
do it tonight. I might do it. I haven't done it before
Yeah?
though, so I'm kind of scared.
I would definitely like to watch that because I've been in there for all of Dimu's streams, with, like rebuilding the franchise. I think my favorite was the Rockies.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to. I might take on a bad team like that. Maybe I'll do the Marlins or something.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I tried to do it too.
I don't know how to do it. I'm kind of scared. You just kind of make trades and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're talking about the National League Central. Not to cut you guys off in your bro moment.
Dude.
I know. I'm sorry.
Bro.
I'm sorry.
Bro.
Talking about the St. Louis Cardinals, 5th and final team in the National League Central.
We weren't talking.
I wish I had a hat for this.
I'll talk about their rotation. Jack Flaherty, possibly the best pitcher in the division, possibly.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then they've got Dakota Hudson, Kwang Hyun Kim came over from Korea and was really good. Miles Michaelis, decent arm. Daniel Ponce de Leon, top 10 baseball name in my opinion. They re-signed Adam Wainwright, and they have Jake Woodford as well. And I'm sure there's probably a guy I forgot to mention.
Did you mention Miles Michaelis?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
For now, Carlos Martinez listed as a relief pitcher. Alex Reyes listed as a relief pitcher. Maybe those guys can play in the rotation, but we'll see. Speaking of the bullpen, we've got some names. Giovanni Gallegos was really good for them last year. He came over in the Luke Voigt trade. Then they've got John Gant, who throws some innings for them. Jordan Hicks seems like he's been in the league for a long time now. He's still only 24. And like I said, Carlos Martinez, Alex Reyes. They also have Andrew Miller. And then they also have Cody Whitley and Tyler Webb.
Yeah, this pitching staff is super underrated, man. Not enough
really
people
like
talk
the
about it.
There's really only 2 household names, and 3 if you count Adam Wainwright, in Andrew Miller and Jack Flaherty.
Yeah, and even Jack Flaherty. I don't know why, but
too.
I wouldn't
call him
a
a household name, no.
but a well-known name. I agree. No, when I look at this
he's
roster,
good.
I literally think Jack Flaherty, Giovanni Gallegos. Jordan Hicks stands out to me only because the 104-mile-per-hour fastball that he threw on his first day in the bigs. Carlos Martinez is kind of well known, I guess. But other than that, really, Andrew Miller, I guess, and Adam Wainwright. I don't know. It's just a very unsung hero-y. Like we talked about, Kwang Hyun Kim. I still don't know how to pronounce it.
Kwang Hyun Kim.
Stud, and nobody talks about him. I don't know. I think Jordan Hicks could turn into one of the best closers in baseball eventually.
He's younger than I
only
thought,
24.
so yeah.
He definitely has the potential. He's just got to figure it out. So maybe a full spring training, because a lot of these young guys are all fucked up because they didn't have any spring training, or a lot of these players who are used to having that time to train and get ready. So a guy like Jordan Hicks, who has so much potential and is just throwing absolute gas, it's like he's throwing Aroldis Chapman speeds without control. So Aroldis Chapman's pretty damn good with control, but at the end of the day, man, I think Jordan Hicks could be really damn good. Jack Flaherty, I feel like, is a very underrated pitcher. Like I his name, but I feel like not a lot of people talk about him when they talk about elite pitching.
Good, man. He's so good.
Yeah,
I really like Jack Flaherty too.
Yeah, and Carlos
Best pitcher in the
Martinez is
division, I
nothing to
think.
scoff at either.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a toss-up best pitcher in the division with, you can make the argument for Luis Castillo or Sonny Gray, and then Corbin Burns, and then Jack Flaherty. So even Kyle Hendricks is in the conversation. He's not the best pitcher in the division, but he has the ability to pitch like it. So
I think you forgot Steven Brault for that conversation as well.
Yeah, bro, what the fuck? You forgot about my boy. I already forgot his name too, but you forgot about my boy.
Hartlieb.
Yeah, Joff Hartley, bro.
Joff Hartleek?
You
can't disrespect him, bro.
Hartlieb. It's Hartlieb. Hartley, baby.
Sorry, Joff, if you're listening to this. Also, if you're listening to this, let us know how to say your name.
Joff Hartley.
I'll
I'll
so
add
we'll talk
him on
about
Twitter
their
or something.
We'll talk about their lineup. They re-signed Yadier Molina, obviously. So he's going to come in and be their catcher. The other catchers listed on their roster are Ivan Herrera and Andrew Knizer.
Knizzer?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
And then obviously
I think it's
first base, they've got Paul Goldschmidt. Second base, they've got Tommy Edman. Shortstop, Paul DeYoung. And third base, Nolan Arenado. I mean, definitively, the best infield in the division, and it's not close.
Wait, hold on, boys. I'll be back in a second.
I'm literally on the edge of my seat.
I'm sorry. I'm adding. I just added Joff Hartley on Twitter, on our Twitter. I said it's Joff, not Jeff. It's Joff, not Jeff. That's his username.
Oh,
That's his fucking username. It's Joff,
amazing.
not Jeff. It's Joff, not Jeff. That's his.
Wow.
That's his username.
Wow.
How do you say your name?
Way wrong.
Is incredible.
It's
Ask him
Terrio,
for
not
yourselves.
Theriald. I should put that in my Twitter bio. Because the way you actually say my last name. Do you guys remember Ryan Terrio? Theriot.
No.
Ryan
What sport
Terrio,
is
you don't
that?
know him?
Nope.
He used to play for the Cubs and a couple other teams, but that's how you pronounce his name.
Interesting.
Look him up later.
So this is the Ryan Terrio episode.
Yeah. Also, I had to
That's,
switch my hats for those of you listening on Spotify to the Colorado
Yeah.
Rockies because they're a joke. They're a joke.
That was backhanded. Just walk in, say "fuck the Rockies." We're talking about the NL Central, bro. You just gotta disrespect the Rockies like that.
Well, we were talking about Nolan Arenado, so it does kind
Yeah,
of.
Okay.
that's why I had to get the Rockies hat on.
Yeah. No, I agree. For those listening to this, it's been a running joke that I'm a Rockies fan, and I'm a little bit offended because I'm not a Rockies fan. I'm a Nolan Arenado fan, Trevor Story fan, but
I'm a
the
big
Rockies
Trevor
is
Story
probably
fan.
the worst. The Rockies are probably the worst run organization in baseball. So if you are a Rockies fan, I am sorry, but we're not talking about the Rockies. We'll talk about them eventually. We're talking about the Cardinals.
Bro, it sucks that Nolan Arenado's not going to get to start with Matt Carpenter locking down third base. It's tough, man. But hey, man, you just got to pay your dues.
Funny. That was
Arenado
You
funny.
gotta
off the
pay your
bench.
dues.
That-
You're not
that
going to
was-
go.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah, you're not
I
going
can't wait to
That was
clip
really
this,
good.
post it everywhere, and be like, Nolan thinks that Nolan Arenado sucks.
Yeah, confirmed. Bro, I did
Arenado off
see.
the
Did
bench.
you know this though? So we got Paul Goldschmidt at first, obviously. Nolan Arenado at third, Paul DeYoung at short, and you got to think in a few years you're gonna have Nolan Gorman at second. So you're gonna have Nolan and Paul and Nolan and Paul.
It's pretty good.
That's
I
cool.
saw
Isn't that
that
wild?
tweet. I saw that tweet. I liked it.
Shit's wild, man. But don't sleep
like
on
the
John
Nolan.
Nagowski or Edmundo Sosa.
Edmundo Sosa.
And then
But
Tommy
yeah,
Edman.
definitive.
Don't sleep on Matt Carpenter either.
Fair.
Yeah, starting
He's
third
pretty
baseman
good,
for
But
the.
I mean, definitively the best infield in the division, right? I mean, one of the but with like if Goldschmidt, Arenado play the way they're capable of, like top 10 infield in baseball, just because those guys are so good.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Yeah.
Tommy
Then in the
Edman plays like a pinch of his potential,
Exactly.
and
then
Paul DeYoung,
their outfield's full after they traded away.
fucking Fowler.
Yes, thank you, Dexter Fowler.
How could I forget?
Listed in they have a bunch of guys listed in left field right now. I'm guessing that left field's going to be Tyler O'Neill, center field's going to be Harrison Bader, and then right field's going to be top prospect, 22-year-old Dylan Carlson.
Yeah. I agree with
And
that.
then of course they've got Austin Dean, Lane Thomas, Justin Williams, all household names. So they got a loaded outfield.
Yeah, I love their starting outfield, low key. I especially love it in
Yeah.
2022,
Bader.
but
My
2021.
26-year-old Harrison Bader is the vet of that outfield.
Yep.
That's he's the old man out there. Might as well give him a cane.
No, I'm super excited for Dylan Carlson, and we meme about Tyler O'Neill a lot, but man's got potential. He's fast. He's strong as shit.
Dude, have you seen his body? Doesn't
Oh,
make
dude.
sense.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. That's
He's
why.
Canadian,
Okay,
so,
well,
like,
you were
he's
saying
got that
Dylan
Canadian
Carlson's going to
power
be
in
the
his
right
blood.
fielder. I think Tyler O'Neill could actually lock down that right field job. Because Dylan Carlson, I feel like
I hope he does.
I don't know.
I
I
said
feel like
O'Neill
Tyler
would
O'Neill
be-
could have better defense. You said O'Neill in left
Yeah.
field. I feel
Yeah,
like
I said
O'Neill
O'Neill
might
in
have a
left
little
field,
bit
but it
better
could be switched.
defense than Carlson, so I'd probably put him in right field. But man, yeah, Tyler O'Neill looks like a freak of nature, and he definitely could put it all together and just be ridiculous. So
I got Nick so bad.
That face that you make, you're like,
I was like, the fuck? Did I say Tyler O'Neill wrong? Is his name Joff?
Because you were like,
Is it pronounced Joff?
Actually, O'Neill's gonna be
Tyler O'Neill. That's how you say his
O'Neill,
name.
fuck.
That's how you say his name.
Oh, shit.
Tyler O'Neill.
No, there's a U in it. It's Tyler O'Neill. Or ooh. Is Tyler O'Neill? I don't fucking know, man.
O'Neill.
It's just like
Yeah,
he's,
you put it in-
he's from New Brunswick.
Yeah, he's from New Brunswick, man. You just put an O in it.
He is from Canada.
Tyler
He's
O'Neill
Canadian.
is?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
Canadian.
actually.
Oh yeah, Burnaby.
Burnaby, British Columbia.
There we go, Burnaby. So I do think we all agree that the Cardinals are the best team in this division. So I'm going to go ahead and put their over-under at 92. 92 wins.
Okay. All right.
They've got some, but that's 10 games higher than any other over-under that we've done in this division. Are they 10 games better than any other team in this division? Over-under at 92.
Actually.
I'm putting them exactly at 91. So if you put it at 91, I'd say yes, they're over. But since you put it at 92, I'm putting it
Gonna take
under.
the under.
Yeah,
Alright.
just because, yeah, like I said, you put it at 91, I'm confident, but 92 is a little high for me. That's my threshold. That's my ceiling for. Well, I guess my ceiling for them is like 95.
That's
But
kind of why I
think
picked it. I mean, that's the goal of
91.
these over-unders. They want to be in
Yeah.
debate.
91's my
Okay.
91's my solid prediction for them, but 95 is my ceiling. What do you got,
Well,
Mick?
while you,
I would.
I was gonna say, this is clip it. I'm gonna agree with everything that you just said. Actually,
Damn,
Nolan and I are agreeing. Yeah, it's wild.
No popcorn today.
we'll take it. It's anticlimactic.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I would have to give the Cardinals probably the same as Nolan, maybe even 90 wins. Just because, well, the division isn't extremely competitive, but there are teams that could take more wins than others.
Yeah.
So
Okay, that's
Your
fair.
for me, your camera's like a full second and a half behind your audio, so it's funny.
For me?
Like, yeah.
that's weird.
I don't know if you see. it too.
Everything's fine on my end. Everything's fine on my end.
I mean, whatever you guys see doesn't matter a fuck because it's all recorded by me. So
Right.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
it looks fine on mine. So I'm just saying.
There it is again.
All right,
that's
so
Nick's new thing.
are we gonna get our official projections going here for
Yes,
the
it's,
division standings?
Exactly. Who wants to go first?
I've gone first in all the things, so I feel like
Okay.
I want to keep the listeners in suspense. I'm gonna say one. We'll have a commercial break between every single projection, and the Cardinals will have.
Super Bowl ad.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of an ad.
Alka-Seltzer commercial. Alka-Seltzer commercial.
Yo, Geoff Hartley replied.
What'd he
LOL,
say?
I
What?
refuse to type it with a J, but yeah, same as J. Oh fuck, so you do pronounce it Jeff, I guess.
Oh, but
I
you
was
didn't
right.
actually- You,
I
you
told
just, you DM'd him, right? You didn't actually.
No,
tweet.
I literally tweeted it. I said at Geoff Hartley.
Wait, on your which Twitter?
On Diamond in the Rough. On our Twitter.
Dude, get him on the pod. Get him on the pod.
There we go. Dude,
I need
I don't see it.
I
Get him on the
just
pod.
tweeted it. All right, well, Joff Hartley,
See, I can't
Jeff
even check.
Hartley, I guess.
There it is. I see it.
LOL, I refuse to
I can't
type it
even-
with a J, but yeah, same as J. Damn, we were wrong.
I was right for once. Let's go.
Damn, Canada wins this round. Canada wins this round.
Nick, don't get to say your predictions anymore. No, just kidding.
This is an American show.
I'll go first.
This is
That's
for
what you get for having
Americans.
universal health care.
Yeah.
Asshole.
This is for Americans. It's an American show.
Hell yeah. America's pastime. Alright, so starting from the bottom and staying at the bottom are the Pittsburgh Pirates, coming in at number 5 for me. Clip it. Number 4.
That's a hot take.
I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Reds. Unfortunately, I like a lot of the guys on that team, but like I said, I don't have a ton of high hopes for them. Coming in at the number 3 spot, I'm gonna go with the Brewers, and then the Cubs at number 2. And there might be literally like a 1-game difference between the Cubs and the Brewers. Could flip either way, but I did say over 82 for the Cubs, so I'm gonna go. I gotta stick to it. So they'll finish in second, and then of course the Cardinals in at number 1.
That's fair.
Nick, what do you got?
Nick,
Or Nolan, you can. I figured you'd want to go last, Nolan.
Oh yeah, I think I did say that. I gotta stay true to my word. You're right.
You all right there, buddy?
Nick looks confused.
weird.
I'll give a play-by-play.
Yeah,
he looks
I'm
confused.
Since I can't go on Twitter on my phone, I tried to log in on the new PC that I got. But apparently I just logged into my old Twitter account, which I didn't know was actually a thing. But anyway,
Follow me on it, please.
Yeah, for real.
I need followers.
just get,
Just follow.
just get some extra followers. I got you guys. I'm gonna follow myself
me.
too. Anyways, 5th place I got the Pirates. 4th place, same as Mick, the Reds. For 2nd place, 3rd place, it's a toss-up between the Cubs and the Brewers. Just like Mick said, it could be like a 1-game difference, maybe 2-game difference. I don't know. But Cardinals, I think they're definitely going to take the crown in the National League Central.
Well, I'm gonna piss some people off. I think actually, I'm gonna piss some people off. So Okay, we consensus 5th place pick is the Pirates. My honorary 5th place pick is gonna be my 4th place pick. And honestly, I don't think this should be as hot of a take as it is with how fucking atrocious their pitching staff is. It's the Cubs.
I knew you were gonna go with the Cubs. Yeah.
It's
that's the fucking
such
problem
a
with
bad...
this division.
Yeah. But it's
I'm not even mad at
such-
you. I'm really not mad at you because I can see it.
It's such a bad pitching staff, and the Brewers and the Reds both have better pitching staffs with not as good lineups, but still solid lineups. So if the Cubs have a bad week or a bad month, they're just kind of fucked. Where if the Reds and the Brewers have bad months, I feel like at the end of the day, even if they score 2 runs a game, their pitching is going to be good enough where they could still get a win out of that. Where the Cubs, you got to put up like 20 runs a game or so. So at the end of the day, that's what I'm going with here. So yeah, and then in 3rd place, I'll go with the Cincinnati Reds. I feel like it would be very close though between the Cubs and the Reds. Same thing. They're solid lineup, not as good as the Cubs, but their pitching's a lot better with 2 aces in their rotation. They're the only team in this division that has 2 aces, which not a lot of teams in the entire league have 2 aces, but still. So that's why I have them at 3rd. 2nd, I will have the Brewers. They have a solid lineup, but I think their bullpen is potentially elite, and their rotation is, I'd say, above league average, which I'll give them. So that works for me. And the Cardinals, like I'll be honest, when I say the Cardinals, I just don't think of them as a first-place team or that much better than all these teams. But then I look at the roster and I'm like, I'm just wrong. Their roster's
Well, they are
good.
the best. Yeah, they are the best team in this division. Like they don't like even when you look at the roster, they don't scream first place team, but someone does have to win the division. So that's why. Yeah, why they win.
Yeah. So it's it's a tough one, but that's definitely the hottest take I've had all stream is the Cubs as a 4th place team, but I don't think it's out of the question. I could be wrong.
I went with second. Realistically, I said 2nd place. You said 4th place. That could be a difference of like 3 total wins.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's not a large difference.
It's not a lot. It's really not a lot.
Yeah. The Cardinals could fuck up and lose this division. Also, it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not out of the question either. So.
Contrary to followed you guys on Twitter.
There we go.
Appreciate you.
I had to do that now.
Did you follow at DIR podcast? I'm in the Rough podcast.
Imagine not following DIR podcast. Imagine. Literally imagine. DIR podcast, bro. Literally the greatest Twitter account to ever exist. We got a reply from Joff Hartley, bro. We're going up. We're going up. Big time. Big time on
that. Dude, probably got added for the first time in a long time, but I mean.
No, that's what I've been looking at. I've been looking for like really good baseball players who have like 1,000 followers. Just talk to him, man. I've been talking to Brandon Marsh quite a bit. Super cool dude.
Oh, yeah.
I did talk a little bit to Bobby Dahlbeck too. He has like 30,000 followers, but a lot of these baseball players are pretty active
now.
Yeah, we got 15 followers. Let's go, baby. We're blowing up.
Oh.
Just can't wait for thousands of people to listen to this.
Go follow me, McMiller42 on Twitter, because that's where I'm going to be announcing my giveaway, because I need more Twitter followers.
Oh, shit. I'm supposed to announce a giveaway in 5 days as well, so NMR Sports 30 on Twitter.
Yeah, me too. 60 followers.
Damn. All right, hotshot.
All right, so before we get out of here, just to get back on track a little bit, my timer you guys said fuck the timer, so we really did. We definitely been recording longer than we meant to.
Yeah, fuck the timer, man. Who cares?
Oh shit, we gave him too much content. I'm sorry, everyone.
My job cares. Okay. I'm sorry.
Too much content.
Real quick before we get out of here, hot takes for the division. That could be a team. It could be a player. I know Nolan said the Cubs were going to be in 4th place, but we need a hotter take than that. We need a much hotter take than that. I'll go first. My hot take, Corbin Burns. It has some votes in the Cy Young. Has some Cy Young votes. I'm not going to say he wins the Cy Young, but he does get Cy Young votes. That's what I'm going to go with.
Tough, man. It's tough. There's a lot of potential hot takes in this. Damn.
Mr. Colorado Rockies, what do you got?
I'm gonna say O'Neal Cruz and Ke'Bryan Hayes finish in the top 3 of Rookie of the Year voting. Ke'Bryan Hayes wins it. O'Neal Cruz top 3 finish.
Okay, I like that take. I was gonna
give
like
a Chris
Pirates
Bryant
take too, but I don't know.
Yeah. Mitch Keller. Damn good.
I think I'm gonna predict that somebody on the Pirates is going to just pop off. Going to be top 20 MVP votes. It's not going to be Ke'Bryan Hayes.
So you're just predicting a Pirates player is going to have a really good year.
A Pirate player
not Ke'Bryan Hayes
in general.
It's not
How?
Hayes. Okay.
How the fuck?
It's a hot take.
No, it's
a hot
Todd
take.
Fucking Frazier. All right, watch your mouth.
Oh, I forgot about Todd Frazier.
Colin Moran.
Bro, I saw the Todd father win a home run.
You never know.
It could be Colin Moran.
That's why I said in general.
All right, I know
That's why I said in general.
I know Mick Miller's got to get going to work. So we'll end it there. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Be sure to check us out on social media at DIR Podcast. Hit up our boy Joff Hartlieb with a follow on Twitter as well.
Jeff
Hartlieb, spelled Joff Hartlieb. But yeah, anyways, thanks again for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.